Why not try to get involved? Why not try to get it all? Why not, baby?
Why not? Your one-stop destination for everything pop culture. I'll be your host for today's episode of Lost Movie News. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue to bring daily movie news episodes like this. Now, our first story of the day is White Man Can't Jump. So it's official. White Man Can't Jump is in production. It's being basically worked out, filled out by the creator of Blackish, Kenya Barris. And how do I feel about this? I actually don't mind. I think it's actually one of those things that are actually could be remade right now. Basketball is still the all-time high. I see Michael B. Jordan. Who else? I don't know who could be his little sidekick. Who can play the Woody Harrelson role? But I definitely see Michael B. Jordan playing Wesley Snipes' role. I think that'd be a really good fit because he's already doing the athletic films and everything. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be doing something like a young Kobe movie. So, hey, I think that'd be great to see him in there. And I don't know who could play the Woody Harrelson role. I'm thinking Miles Teller, but I don't think he's athletic enough for this role. But going on from there, that's really all we have. Like I said, I think this is a great idea. It'd be good to see this, see something like this popping off, and of course, it's with Fox. So I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on this to see how this turns out. Moving on from there, we have Green Lantern. So with Green Lantern, we have Duncan Jones come out. He released a couple of tweets talking about how he thinks Green Lantern is dumb, how he's glad he's not doing it, and other things of this nature. But he did have some gems inside these couple of tweets he released. So he's saying how he thinks Green Lantern should be like a dumb jock, and his ring of his power should be unlimited. It shouldn't be based on the battery life, and which, if he knows Green Lantern over the as Green Lantern evolved, then the power of the Green Lantern was it was changed over. It was no longer based on the battery. I don't know what. Who was it? I think it was Hal who fixed it though. Hal came up with the unlimited power for the rings. But so he's thinking about one of the original incarnations of Green Lantern when they would still had to carry around the lantern. They had to say the creed so they could charge their battery. But in recent days, if I'm remembering correctly, that the Green Lantern's rings are actually unlimited now. If I'm remembering correctly. But going on from there, he has kind of a different idea. The fact that the ring has a certain amount of battery life shouldn't be his limit. His limit should be on the fact that he needs to think of creative ways to use his ring each time. He can't use it the same way every time. He needs to think of new creative ways to. And me personally, I think that's a good idea because you remember back in the old Ryan Reynolds one. He wasn't really too creative with his ring, and everything he made was common stuff. He would just bring up a sword, or he he brought up a fighter jet, he brought up a train set. He never had anything super creative out of the way. I think that is a good way for them to reboot this. Have them all. I think their power is limited to what they can create with it, which is how Green Lantern already is. The more creative they are, the better they are with their rings and things. But that's just one thing that Duncan Jones said was really great, that I felt was really good. And I completely agree with that. Now, going back to our next story of the day is flashbacks. So what movies came out 10 years ago? So we only had two films today. One was The Hitcher and one was The Italian. Now, The Hitcher, I definitely remember. It's a nice little thriller. Is it considered a horror movie? I can't really remember. But this one I really remember definitely stands out. I definitely remember the part where he puts the girl in between the two trucks. And he changed her arms on one truck and her legs on the other one. And then he pulls away, ripping her in half. Oh, God. I don't remember who all played in this film. I just remember that scene was one of the biggest things that I remember from it. Now, The Italian. I remember The Italian. I just don't it's definitely not a memorable film to me. I know some people probably would have killed. I think a lot of people like this film, but I don't remember the last time I seen it in Italian. I definitely remember the name of the film, but right now I'm blank. I don't remember anything about this film at all. So, as I said, the one that sticks out to me most is the hitcher. Definitely because that scene where she was tied between both trucks and he pulled apart. Oh, yeah, I might go check the hitcher out again. I definitely might watch the hitcher again tonight. Now, going on from there, we have our next story of the day, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I feel like almost every day I do a show that I'm covering Guardians. Like there's definitely always something Disney on there. And today's no different. So today we got Guardians of the Galaxy. So we got our first look at Ego, the living planet, who's being portrayed by Kurt Russell. And we didn't see him in giant form. We see him like basically his human form. I don't know if he's actually going to have the planet form or not, but as of right now, we've seen his costume. We've seen his Funko, which, like I said, we're in an age where we're not getting pictures. The pictures are obviously our reveals, but we're not getting set pictures to reveal our characters. We're actually getting like toy reveals and things like that. Because what? We got the reveal from Rogue One. We got the reveal from, what else was it? We got the reveal for Power Rangers recently for the putty. So a lot of reveals have been coming out from toys. Even in Batman vs. Superman, we've seen the Nightmare Batman from maybe something from the Toys Fest. So Funko came out with their new Ego Living Planet Funko. And this is our first look at Kurt Russell. I'm thinking about football. I live in Arizona, so Kurt Warner. But Kurt Russell as like Ego Living Planet. And we've already seen the costume before. Marvel released the costume a while back, so we've already seen the costume. We basically see Kurt Russell's face, but we've seen Kurt Russell's face 1,000 times over. So there's nothing too big for here. There's no big surprises, no big reveals or anything. He's gonna look exactly like Kurt Russell looks, just in the Ego outfit that we've seen that Marvel already released. Now, I'm really excited for this film. I'm a big Guardians fan. I'm really excited for all like Disney Marvel films, and I really can't wait for this film to come out. Moving on to our next film, we have I, Tonya. So this movie is being produced by Margot Robbie. She's also starring in it. And I love Margot Robbie, what she's doing. She's still a young actress. She's new to the business, basically. She only has a couple films under her belt. But she's already moving into producing her own films. We see, who else is doing that now? Robert Downey Jr., but he's near the end of his career. And it's cool to see that Margot Robbie did it at the beginning of her career. She's done to get her own production company and everything done. So basically, by the time she's towards the end of her career, she's already choosing what film she want to do. She has enough clout to do whatever she wants when she gets to that point. And I think that's really smart for her to do what she's doing right now. So, I, Tonya, she's basically playing Tonya, who's a figure skater. She's basically a disgraced figure skater who's being portrayed by Sebastian Stan, who attacked another figure skater, basically hitting her right below the knee, damaging her, and taking her out of running for the competition. So Tonya goes in that year. She actually wins, but she ends up eventually getting convicted of having her bodyguard and her husband assault this other figure skater, and she get her medal like torn from her, and it's a pretty tragic story, but I love to see how Margot Robbie actually took it on. We see Margot Robbie actually took ice skating lessons. She actually toned her body up to look more, not toned, but she got her body formed more like a figure skater's body. She has the hair down. She has a lot of products in her hair to make it a little bit harder, like the old school look. And I think it's really cool to see her doing things like this. And I love to see how savvy she is, especially about business. She's already moving over, not only as an actress, but she's moving on to producing films. She has her own, with her being like Harley Quinn, she's already pulling moves in DC Universe, where she's getting a whole Gotham Sirens film pulled off, like rolled over, where she's going to be producing. And I think that's really cool of her. Like, I think that's amazing that she's so young and she's already pulling these moves. Now, that's all we have for this story. We're moved on to our next story, Wilson. Wilson is a new film featuring Woody Harrelson, and I actually enjoyed this trailer. Like, I honestly enjoyed this trailer. So Woody Harrelson is playing a middle-aged guy. Basically, he's been estranged from his wife for 17 years. He basically finds out his wife had his daughter, didn't tell him about it. She put the kid up for adoption, and he finds out 17 years later. He goes to reunite with him, and I actually enjoyed it. I like to see if he's on the train, he just randomly messing with people. Hey, have you heard the good word? He just throws the Bible. Like, it's a pretty funny trailer. Like, I personally enjoyed it, and I think it's cool to see like Woody Harrelson. He's never really like went away from the spotlight, but he's just been. He's one of those actors who like always has steady work. He's not in every movie, but he does constantly have a film coming out each year, and I'm glad to see that he's working. Like, I love him when he acts. He's like, obviously he's playing that quirky role that he plays a lot in this film, but I don't know, something about this film actually caught my eye, caught my interest, and I really can't wait for it to go. I didn't see a release date. I tried to look for it. I didn't see a release date. So if anybody knows a release date for this film, don't worry. Just put it in the comment section. I definitely want to know when this film is coming out. Now, going on from there, we got our next story. The Tupac Biopic All Eyez on Me finally gets a release date. So this film has been in production since, I don't even remember. Like, this film has been in production like since like 2011 or something like that. Something crazy like that. And what is it, 2017 now? And this film is just getting a release date. We got our first trailer. I want to say 2016. We got our first trailer in 2016. Maybe even earlier than that. I know we got our first full trailer in 2016. We got one before that. And so it might have been late 2015 we got our first trailer. Because I remember they had to do some stuff or they were going to lose the rights to the film. So our first trailer might have been might have been either early 2016, late 2015. But I know they had to be in production by the end of 2015. So that's, like, I know that for a fact. I remember that, reading that story. They had to be in production by 2015. So going on from there, we finally got our release date. It's going to be the 16th of June, 2017. So I don't know how this movie is going to fare in summertime. Yes, Straight Outta Compton did great in summertime. I don't feel like this film is going to be as big as Straight Outta Compton, because Straight Outta Compton had Ice Cube behind it. It had Dr. Dre behind it. Who else? I forget who all behind that film. But with the Tupac All Eyez on Me film, we have Benny Boom, like a first time. He's not a first time director, but as far as major films, this is the biggest one to date, I think. And none of the mainstream moviegoers outside of an urban audience, because Benny Boom is known for doing rap videos and things. So he's not many people know him. So not too many people are like moviegoers are going to go to this film off of Benny Boom's name. And Tupac, yes, he has a strong following. I feel like he's going to get people there. And the actor they chose to portray Tupac looks like dead on him. And another thing they do have going for them is that they were able to pull stars from different films. So we know the individual who played Biggie Smalls in the Notorious film is coming back. We know Suge Knight from All Eyez on Me, the actor, is coming back for this film. So that's one thing they were able to do. I think it's really cool. They were able to pull other actors from other films to come in there and portray these roles for these films. Now, I don't know how. I think that's amazing how they got that to go on. But besides that, that's all we have. Now, that's all we have going on for this film. Like, I am excited for it. I want to check it out. I'm definitely going to be. I don't know. I'm hoping the film is good. So, moving on to our next film, we have Attack on Titan. So, Attack on Titan is finally in production. It's being vetted by the producer and a Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Him. And that movie was amazing. So if he can do half of what he does, like half of what he did in that movie, I think Attack on Titan will be good. Now the big question is, a lot of people probably asking, are they going to whitewash this film? Because we've seen a lot of Asian things come over to America and they're instantly whitewashed. So we see Ghost in the Shell. I'm not saying the film was whitewashed. It might make sense, but I know a lot of people were upset when Scarlett Johansson was cast in that role. So maybe like hopefully they can find some way to get more Asians inside this film. I don't sound or Asians inside this film, like someone more of the Oriental culture to be like casted in this role. So like that's really all we have. Now moving on to our final stories of the day, we got trash or cash. So in this segment, what we do is if we don't like it, it's basically trash. If we think we are going to enjoy it or I like the story, it's going to be called cash. So moving on, our first story of the day, we got some Ocean 8 casting news. And before I say who it is, I'm going to say I actually buy this. So Kim Kardashian and Kendall Jenner are basically joining the cast of Ocean 8. They didn't say how big the role was going to be. It's probably going to be just a quick cameo or something like that. But I actually buy this. At a marketing stance, it makes perfect sense. It makes all the sense in the world from a marketing standpoint. From a acting standpoint, no. Like it's a straight cash grab. They're not actresses, which at least we don't know them as actresses. We haven't seen them in anything yet. We know they're beautiful models, but when it comes to acting, we haven't seen them act yet. But I think this is a great, like I buy the fact that they're using these two because they're the biggest reality stars. We know everything Kim touches turns to gold. Kendall is a rising star, so this is her way to break into Hollywood if that's what she's really into. So this is a great in for Kendall, and it's a great thing for Ocean's 8 because they have all the Kim Kardashian fans. They have all the Kendall Jenner fans. It's really good for both parties in hand. Now, moving on to our next trash or cast subject, we got Legally Blonde 3. So Reese Witherspoon was talking. She was saying this would be a perfect time to release a Legally Blonde 3. Definitely our new president candidate. And women really need strength in here. Trash. We don't need a reboot of everything. We really don't. Like I said, we already named the One White Man Can't Jump reboot today. All the other reboots that are basically being made up, we don't need a Legally Blonde 3. She's basically, this is a cash grab by her. She just wants to make some money. She's trying to find a film that she can come back and do, which makes sense. Everybody has that one thing they can go back. Vin Diesel went back to Fast and the Furious and it worked. So why can't she do it with Legally Blonde? It probably would sell, but I don't want to see it. It's trash, like trash, garbage. Now, moving on to our next story, My Pet Dinosaur. Now, My Pet Dinosaur released a trailer. This film is going to be released for Christmas for children, basically. And I don't know, like this film looks horrible. It looks horrible. The CGI isn't good. The story of alien dinosaurs or something like that, trash. No, like this film, no. I don't even know who came up with this concept. Alien dinosaurs. I think like radioactive alien dinosaurs. So they found out everything they could do to make this thing work. Like, oh, maybe it's a radio. Like, no, stop it. Just send this to VHS, send it to Netflix or something, and call it a day. Just call it a day. But besides that, that's all we have today. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you these news on a daily basis. And as always, stay lost.